Last time on Sailing Balachandra, we went spearfishing in Megan's Bay, sailed to Maho Bay, St. John to buy a new outboard motor, and found out that we were accepted to quarantine in Grenada. Hi, if you're new to the channel, I'm Noelle.
And I'm Dan.
And we're sailing Balachandra. We've sailed from Nova Scotia, Canada, all the way to the Caribbean, and we've been putt-putting around for the last couple of months now.
That's right. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so right now. Just go below the video, look for the big red button that says subscribe, press that button right now. Right over here, this is Tortola, and over here is Joost van Dyke of the British Virgin Islands, and we can't go to either one because we're stuck here in the US Virgin Islands due to the coronavirus lockdown stuff. We're just leaving St. John Island right now. St. John's beautiful. We spent some time last night in Maho Bay and it was gorgeous. We had to come here to buy a motor actually. We had to get a new Tohatsu because remember we were talking about our Tohatsu and it was in bad shape. So we came to Maho here to meet somebody to buy the motor used, and it's a pretty nice motor, so things are going well. We did a little snorkeling, did a little swimming, so you just got a good run on the beach. And now we're off to St. Croix. We're going to St. Croix to stage our departure for Grenada. We're leaving for Grenada in just a few days, and St. Croix is kind of our last stop. It's getting us about a day closer to Grenada, and also we should be able to pick up some supplies and stuff before we go. So we've left St. John and we're on our way now to St. Croix again. Our window for Grenada is coming up. That's what the arrangement that we made with the Grenada Lima organization to allow us into the country during the COVID-19 situation. We'll spend a day or two in St. Croix picking up a few last minute items, and if the weather's right, we'll head straight for Grenada. I caught that one.
Did you get that?
I think so.
That was 5.
Wait, the boom's coming for that one. Here it comes. Doing great, B.
Thanks.
Hey guys, we've officially left St. Croix for Grenada, and we are on our way there. It's the first day. We had a little mishap right out the gate. There's a reef at the bottom of St. Croix on the west side that you have to round in order to come down here, and I guess there's some reef markers on the side, and we were getting kind of close to them, and we hooked one. And we just saw this buoy just flying at our stern, and we knew we hooked it. We had to pull down the sails, and I had to get in the water with my snorkel gear and free the thing. It wasn't too bad. It was a little wrapped around our prop, but we weren't motoring at the time. It was just hooked there. And it was wrapped around our wing keel, which has a real catch-all type design, these wing keels. Usually things do roll right off, but this one definitely didn't. So anyway, we're all good now. We're free and we're sailing and we're going south.
day 2 of our trip to Grenada. Yesterday was good. We covered a lot of good ground. The winds really picked up. We were doing about 7 knots for like 6 hours last night. It was really uncomfortable. Zeus was so cranky. He woke up in a much better mood today. We started our motor, trying to make up some ground headed east because we've been doing mostly south this whole trip. So yeah, let's get a couple of hours east in, and then we will turn off the motor and start sailing again.
Babu, what are you doing? Alright, we're now on day 3 of our trip to Grenada, and things are going well. It's been really windy at night, and we've had to put a reef in every night, but it's not a bad idea to put a reef in at night here in the Caribbean, because you never know if there's going to be a squall, and you want to be prepared, and it's a lot easier than waking Noelle up and bringing her up here to help me put a reef in the middle of the night. And the wind's kind of dying right now, and we still have a lot of east to go, because the wind here is always blowing from the east with trade winds. We have a lot of east direction to make up, so it's easier just to motor to the east and then continue sailing. So right now we're kind of going southeast, and we want to hit our mark a little better and come in on time, so we might start motoring here now. The fishing hasn't been great because there's so much of this seaweed in the water, and every time we throw out the line it seems to catch on some seaweed, but I've been noticing in the last couple hours there hasn't been much, so we might start fishing again. Hopefully we'll catch something. Yeah, so I was off to the fishing store back in St Thomas, US Virgin Islands, and I picked up a few lures that we were missing and that we needed. I lost all my good lures on big tunas and stuff. I just ripped them off, so I got some new stuff. Let's have a look. New squid, put some weight in there, grab some more of these leg weights. This is what I'm really excited about. It's kind of like it's one of those fake fish fairs, but on the front you've got this big tongue. And that tongue helps the lure go really low in the water. New squid I bought, a really big one. So I'll give him a shot. Cedar plug that I made all by myself. Just with some wood and paint and stuff. Kind of put together a cedar plug. We're going to give that a try. Yeah, it's a few new lures. Day 4 of our sail to Grenada from St Croix, US Virgin Islands. We're motoring now because today we had some pretty high winds this morning, and it looks like some stitches were coming out of the main. We dropped the mainsail and I taped where the stitches were coming out, thinking that sail tape would do the trick. But when we raised the sail again, the sail tape just gave out, and the stitching just kept removing. And now there's like a whole, about a 3 or 4 foot section of the mainsail that needs to be re-sewn. So just to keep it from causing more damage, we dropped the main, and now we're sailing on the jib only and using the motor. Normally we can sail on just the jib, but down here close to Venezuela there's a pretty serious current, maybe like 2 knots, 3 knots of current that is pushing us away from Grenada towards Venezuela, which is not good because that's pirate waters and we don't want to go anywhere near there. So in order for us to arrive on time in Grenada, we need to motor sail. That's putting out the jib and running the motor, but not the main. And hopefully we'll get there roughly around 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, arriving in Grenada. We made it to Grenada, guys. We're here. We had some squalls, actually quite a few squalls, but halfway through to the end it got worse. It just seemed like squall after squall. It was kind of crappy. And then we had that seam separate on our mainsail, so we couldn't fly the main anymore and had to motor the rest of the way in. So we had about 12 hours or so just motor sailing with the jib and the engine running. But we did manage to get in, and we came in the morning on the last day, and it was pretty ideal actually. We're able to go right in to do our check-in. All told, the trip took us 4.5 days from start to finish to go from St Croix, just south of St Thomas USVI's, and we just did a straight line right to Grenada. We had to do a lot of easting. There was a fair bit of current that we didn't expect about halfway through, and some very strong east and then southeast winds. So when it was blowing from the east, we could move the way we wanted to, but we were close hauled the entire time into the wind, nose in, which is tough to do that for 4 to 5 days straight, but it worked out and we got here, and you know, we didn't suffer too much damage except for the stitch out on the main, which we're going to repair as soon as we're allowed to go ashore. But otherwise, we're in good shape and we made it.
Upon arrival, we called the marina on the VHF. They told us what side to put our lines on, pulled in, put on our masks, and we walked towards a tent where they just took our temperature and gave us a breakdown as to what we can expect of being in quarantine for the duration of the 2 weeks.
We're in the quarantine anchorage right now. You can see there's boats behind us. There's probably about 100 boats here in this quarantine anchorage. We have to serve a 2-week quarantine, and there's kind of a changeover, so boats are coming and going all the time here. So just after checking in and having our temperatures taken, we had to proceed out into the quarantine area, which is a designated square with GPS points. Drop our anchor there and basically sit here for 2 weeks waiting for the quarantine period to end. Then we can go in and have a COVID-19 health test to see if we're, you know, healthy or if we have the virus. And if we pass and everything's good, then we can actually anchor somewhere else and go about our business in Grenada. So that should be good.
You know what? I can't complain. I'm just happy to be outside the hurricane zone now.
Yeah, exactly. We're really lucky to be here. Yeah. Moving between countries right now is pretty much impossible. This was a very special case, as we mentioned before, and so us and other boats like us who needed to get out of the hurricane zone and find a place to spend these few months, we've got it.
Grenada Lima's been really great. It's all volunteer work. They're not being paid. The employees aren't being paid to go the extra step in setting up barriers and the tents, and the staff, you know, standing around all day wearing their masks. It's all voluntarily done, and we're so grateful that they have gone above and beyond what was needed in order to welcome us.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for watching this week's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the big red subscribe button below the screen here. Just click that and then you won't miss out on what's to come. Also, go back and check some of our previous videos. There's tons there for you to select from.
If you want, you can leave a like or a comment. And if you haven't checked out our Patreon page, please do so. Just go check it out. That's a place for you to give back. If you like our videos and you want to support us, that's where you do it. Thanks for watching. See you later.
See ya.